All right. We are qualifying today. It's Wednesday. It's the third day of qualifying. Wednesday's qualifying round. I got 2 accounts to qualify. Got, let me get that off the screen there. 2 accounts. We'll wait and see if anybody gets in the chat. I give a little, I should do a little screen right here where it says like 5 minutes. What's up, Chris? First person in the house. Yeah, I'm going to qualify my 99 and my odd accounts today, so just kind of mess around. Still practicing. I'm going to practice all the way through the opening round and just try and get it going. All right, here we roll. Hole number 1. Let's go look at it. Let's see if I got it up. What's up, Mr. Dunn? Dunner's in the house. Hole number 1. I actually had to dig out, because it's been so long since I played 99. I had to dig out my club numbers for 99 because I couldn't remember all of them off the top of my head. It's been like, it's got to be like a month since I played my 99 account in a tournament. Ever since the lag issue, since they had the update for the bullseye. Hole number 1. So first hole is hole number 1. Granite point, hole number 1. Alright, here we roll. If I want to do the rough bump here with my sniper, with this account, it hits. I'm not even sure if I can get up there. Like with my upper developed account, if I bring a katana, I barely have enough room. If I bring a kingmaker, I have a little bit of breathing room there. I'm about 6 yards short with this sniper, so I'm not sure if this sniper is actually long enough to get up there. So I may have to do the bounce over, but I'm going to bring a sniper. Let's pick a bag with a sniper. And I think if I do the bounce over, I can probably get up there with a nav. I may have to bring out a quasar. Maybe. I have no idea. No idea. I haven't played with this account for a long time, so we'll have to just go back out and relearn how to hit these clubs. See if we can get the holes down. Here we roll. Coffee. It's 3:07 here, and I'm having coffee, so that tells you what kind of day it is. I woke up this morning and I thought, man, my phone was dead and my alarm didn't go off and my wife didn't wake me up, and I thought, wow, she let me sleep way in. Man, I've wasted a big part of my day, and I got up and got motivated and finally looked at a clock, and it was a little after 6. 6:30. So I guess I got to sleep in like 30 minutes today. What's up, Mr. Holt? Andy Holt. How you doing, dude? Brandon Cross in the house. Short Bull. Adrian. I'm going to do like a 15% adjustment. Times 4.5. 5.17 rings. Any one side spin ball is not going to cut it. And do 5.8 rings, if I can get it off in time. And I didn't. Out of time. Look at that. Timed out in the first one. Dinking around trying to get that shot set up. That means I gotta hit a hole-in-one right here. Oh my gosh, I better take it serious. It's Wednesday's qualifying round. I went out on Monday. I always go out on Monday with the intent to practice. And I was just playing on I decided I'd play my 77 account first, and I was just dinking around, just trying to remember all the holes, and picked up all the eagles on the par 4s and went ahead and qualified on Monday. And yesterday I did go out and practice in my odd account. It's 5.0, so it's 5.75 rings. There's 5.575. All right, here we roll. Let's just hit it perfect and go in the hole. Hitting it perfect. Got that part right. Now let's just get in the hole. Make up for the timeout on the first one. A little bit high. You gotta have some fun here. What's fun is that it's not. I'm not getting lag issues, so I'm just failing all because of myself. So that actually, as crazy as that may sound, that is exactly how excited. That's how excited I am not to be having any lag. That is crazy. All right, hole number 2. Let's see if we can do it a little better on hole number 2 than we did on hole number 1. Hole number 2 is hole number 2 of Granite Point. All right, now I've got an extra mile 7, so I only have 4.5 topspin, and I really need a little teeny bit more. So I'm gonna have to put just a little bit of overpower because I don't have any. I'm gonna use a 3 power ball. I think that's pretty much all I got. So my ball situation is a 4 power ball will probably work better here, but I think I can get it done. And I really hate to use a waste of 3 side spin ball. I'm gonna just bring a Kingmaker. I'm gonna bring a Titan because I got some. And I'll just use a little bit of the wind if I need to. And I'm gonna do a 20% wind adjustment here. I've been working this wind adjustment, and I did a 10, and it didn't seem like it was quite enough. The next time through, I hit a bigger wind, and I took out the 10, and I still ended up with an inconsistent rollout. So I'm gonna go to the other side. So there's 4.5. I really need to get up into right about there, so that's about a ring and I could do 2 rings right there. So I'm going to just take off 1 mile per hour. Hit a 1 ring grate to the right. I should have put a little teeny bit of curl on that. And while that's not where I wanted to end up, and that's because I didn't put any curl on it, we're 2 in a row. We're 2 holes in a row making a serious mistake. I can live with being on the fringe right there. This account doesn't have a rapier in it, but it does have a firefly, so I still have a pretty decent shot from right there. I am playing. I swear I am. Yeah, Kevin. On that one, it was just what I did was I took out the plus 20%. I think the distance right there would have been good if I'd actually put a little bit of curl on it. But what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Try and hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. See if it hits the flagpole. That means wind was not a factor. There's a fine line when you're off the green like that on where wind starts to become a factor and where it's not. If the wind there would have been like 4-3, I would have went over to the left just a little bit more, so that if the wind was a factor, I still would have went in on a perfect, and if the wind wasn't a factor, I still would have went in on a perfect. See if my opponent can get in from the sand. All right, that's pop quiz. That was we came into the class. I failed the first test in the class, and then he did a pop quiz and got the first one. There's 2 of these par 4s we absolutely have to get eagles on. We really want to get eagles on all 3 of the par 4s. That is the low-hanging fruit in this tournament. The middle par 4 is the toughest of the 3, but we need to get eagles on these par 4s. All right, hole number 3. Let's go check out hole number 3. What is hole number 3? It's hole number 7. Hole number 3 is hole number 7. All right. I'm gonna do. Now this hole has been changed. But we're going to play it. I'm going to play it exactly the same as I played it before. I actually think they've made this hole a lot easier for most of the players that are out there by what I'd really like to bring as a sniper here, but I've actually, even in my other account, I'm like right there, even with a 3 power ball. I think they've lengthened it out a little bit on that end. I'm going to bring my Viper just to, and a Titan, the king of balls. Extra mile, Viper, Titan. That's all I need. Now the last time we played this hole, I finally got this hole like dialed in. It was like hammering the albies on this hole. And of course they changed it. Of course. Why would they let me go one more tournament without changing it? What kind of crazy talk is that? They still force us to pick our ball though, even though we don't work on packs anymore. It's 3.9, it's 4.2 for 2 rings, so it's a little shy of 2. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get down there and get in a nice spot. It's going to be a lot shorter than what I've been hitting in my other account because I've got 7,000 topspin on an extra mile 9, but that's not a bad area right there. I want to come in at it farther from the left. Even though the hole has been changed, there's still a backboard. They've changed the green as well on this hole. But now the backboard is more on the, instead of at the top, it's more on the backside. What's up, Mike D? Short Bull 96. The champ. Davey. What's up? Mr. Brady's in the house. Yo! Let's see how much room I have here. You can see where my red line's at, so if I'd have brought my sniper, I wouldn't be able to take that shot. I'd have to do the bounce over, and that might not be a bad deal because I don't have diddly squat for a topspin here, so. Alright. I guess next time I can bring my sniper to this party and just bounce over. .1, 3.56. It's about 2 rings. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. See if we have any semblance of going towards the hole. boom, hit the flagpole. It's hard to tell on speed. It's hard to tell. It's alright. It's okay, man. It's alright. Shut my mouth. And that was straight up with a 15% wind adjustment at max club. And my max Viper is 1.7 per ring. So 2 rings was 3.4. And I came up with at 15%. It was 3.56. So I was a little... It was 15% minus 1. When you first start playing, everybody is looking at the wrong stuff on clubs. And the deal is that not only are they looking at the wrong stuff on clubs, but they carry that over to the next club in the bag and they go, well, this is what I'm looking for with this club. This is what I'm looking for with this club. No, every club, like, you're looking for different stuff, like how you use them. And the big features when you got new clubs and you're trying to upgrade them is ball guide, accuracy. You can get around that other stuff on most holes. Not every hole, but on most holes. But ball guide and accuracy always pays off. I'm going to shoot this shot because I'm going to take this shot all week long in my upper developed account through the trees because I'm trying to find a spot out there. I think with a rocket, I've taken that shot several times with an extra mile to see what an extra mile could do, and a rocket gets my first bounce high enough over the trees that I'm clearing easily. I'm all the way at my red line with a 3 power ball. Max backspin, max right hand side spin, and now it's just a matter of finding the right square out there because I'm getting the distance back to the cup that if I was on trajectory it would go in the hole. But you need a upper developed rocket, one that's got lots of backspin. And I don't think it has to have all of it. And you can still get that shot done, but you need an upper developed one. Alright, let's see if we can remember how to play this hole. I think it only takes about 1.5 topspin. I'm going to be 2 rings off that top. I'm going to do 10%, so it's 3-7. And I'm just going to do it's about 3-7. Max curl. And I hit it 7,000 rings straight on the inside. And I think it only takes about 1. Not 1 top spin. I think if I'd hit that perfect, it'd have been real close. Real close to getting caught up in the rough up at the top. That's why people hate that hole. It's because it's, I mean, they hated the other hole even more because the other hole, it seemed like it was even worse. You could get around on the right on the other hole, but that hole right there, there's still a shot through the trees. Alright, that was hole 3. Hole number 4. What is hole number 4? Hole number 4 is hole number 4. Wow. We got some holes to match up. Look at that. Look at that. Is Hank in the house? On the screws. Look at that. Hammer and Hank is in the house. What's up, my friend? You were streaming last night. It was like it was like 11:30 my time. So it was, you're 2 hours, 3 hours ahead of me. I think you're on Mountain Time, right? Eastern Time? What was the deal? Did you leave it on? What's up, asshole? All right, hole number 4, hole number 4. I'm going to take the same exact shot here that I'm taking with my upper developed count. Extra mile. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use a Titan because I have more of them. Extra mile. That bag will work. I don't think with this particular extra mile, I don't know if I can get up there into... No, I should be able to get into my short iron range. And my Kingfisher hits 1.2, 2.1, 2.4. What's up, Ronnie? Ronnie's in the house. Here we go. Playing against the herb. Drinking some coffee. See which way my opponent's going to play this. There's really only two ways. Either playing it all the way to the left, the right, bringing it back over to the left, or just playing it over to the left. It works better with a bigger ball. I think anything to the right, and he's going to end up in the rough or the sand. Looked like an overpull, but I don't know where he was trying to go. That was not as funnier than hell. That is not the shot. Hitting off that little pad is super tough, and he wasn't even trying to hit off of it and hit off of it. That was the luckiest shot we'll see all day. Very nice. Very nice. I don't know if I can make it over from here. Maybe. And I hit at least 3 rings to the left, and that's going to put me in the rough down here at the bottom, and that's a really bad place to be. That's super bad. That's super bad when you got lower developed clubs. If you got an upper developed, if you got a Nirvana, you can get up from there. It may be possible if I can catch this fairway that I can get over there with my, I think I've probably got a machete in my bag, but it'll be, I may have to do a hero shot here just to get it up there. That's really bad. Yes, sir. I need more coffee. Dale does coffee in the morning. We need to do coffee in the afternoon, just to wake up. Getting on nicely. Probably an easy birdie from there. Oh, how lucky is that? Where did my razor hit? Gonna do a 2 per ring. Just try and hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I got my wind adjustment right. Woo! Look at that. Yes, sir. In the hole. Getting it done with the low level clubs. Maybe the coffee's working though. That one went in. That's good. Making a good wind adjustment. I'll tell you, I said this, I think the last tournament, the best video that I think I've ever shot. If there's no other video that anybody who ever watches my channel watches other than that one on making wind adjustments for your rough iron and your sand wedge and like the thought process that goes behind it. That's probably the best video I've ever shot on doing those those sand and rough iron shots. You still need to hit it perfect, but that's in the hole. Well, Ben Hogan golf. One bad shot and an awesome shot, and it's eagle. All right, hole number 5. Now they've switched these around, so hole number 5 originally was supposed to be a par 3. And it is now not the par 3, it's hole number 9. Hold on a second. I think I got these saved somewhere on here. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on. Hold on. Which hole are we talking about here? Hole number... It's par 5. I think it's this one. Is that one of the ones they changed? Maybe this is not one of the ones they changed. That's the deal. That's the deal. Hole number... It was hole number 9. Sorry about that. I got confused. They don't have the holes in order. They changed the course stuff, and then they came out and said that this was supposed to be a par 3, and it's actually a par 5. I'm doing the shot. I'm going to try and do the same. It's not going to work out as well. It's not going to work out as well in this account because I don't have as much topspin, and I don't have... If I could get over there with my big topper, if I had a bigger ball, I could get over into this area right here with my big topper. It's got enough topspin to get me over, but I don't think I can get over there without doing max overpower, and I don't really want to do that much overpower. So I'm going to see what I can get done with the 4.5 measly ass topspin that I have, and I'll try and get a little bit farther out in here to make it better, but I'm gonna at least explore it with this and see what it looks like down there. I think if I end up in the rough down there, I could recover, so it's not that big of a risk, but I want to get it out of my system, because if it doesn't work out down there and it's like epic fail, then I know if I get past this round in this account, then I could come over here and I could take this shot. But I want to at least explore it and see what the deal is. At least give it a look. The old college try. And what is the longest hitting rough iron that I have? And that's probably it. 104, 101. Man, 3 yards makes that big of a difference. All right, I'm gonna take what I have right there. I'm gonna take a Titan. And I may have to take a Kingmaker on this one, just for the side spin. I could pop out one of those 23 balls. This might be the spot to do it because it's got 3 side spin and 4 power. So I'm going to bring out a special ball on this one and see if it makes it a little easier. Because even with my upper developed extra mile, I've got to put a little teeny bit of overpower on it to get over. And without as much topspin on my club, I'm going to have to get deeper into that pad to give myself a better shot of getting out on the other side. Topspin and all the side spin I can muster, and you can see where the fairway ends right about, so I can let that wind push me forward. I've got plenty of room down here at the bottom. 4-2. I'm going to put the forward moving wind back in. I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of overpower, just rub up against the nubs. And I hit it 2 rings to the right, and that's not going to be good. I have some room down there, but not. even though I'm putting it 2 rings off down there, I really don't have, there's really, it's going to drop when it goes down there. It's going to carry a lot farther. You actually need to take more wind off in that spot if you want a consistent landing area. It's not a big deal with my upper developed club because I'm trying to carry it just a little bit further, and I don't really want to have to use overpower, but you can't hit a 2-ring, 3-ring grate to the right and not expect to hit the rough or the sand. Same thing on the other side. If I hit a 2 or 3-ring grate on the other side, I take a big risk of clipping the tree when I come through and not making it all the way through the gap. It's a good news, bad news thing, because the bad news is that I didn't make the shot. The good news is I'm at least going to get to see if I can recover from down in this area and how short I'd be. Because if you're taking a shot like that, that's kind of risky. The whole deal is that there's no risk if you know you can recover. But if you can't recover, then it becomes a question of risk versus reward. And I can recover from there, so that's good news. I'm going to leave the wind in, just try and push myself as far as I can up towards the hole. Just try and hit it perfect. Hit it 1 ring grate to the left. Stay off the green. Damn it. Damn it. Now, for those of you that have been watching my videos for a long time, you know that I am not the best putter in the game. That's not my strong suit. It's like, oh no, now I've got to putt. No, that's right, Kevin. No, I would rather take a max wedge shot than a long putt. All right, here we go. All we got to do is make this putt. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. That was a big putt for me. All right, that's a big recovery shot with a rough iron and a big recovery shot right there. But it's good to know that if you're in that sand down there, it would be better if you were in the rough. Number one, you'd be a little bit closer, and I think my rough iron probably hits a little bit farther. So if you take that shot down there, if you can make it over to the other side, especially if you got upper developed clubs, because it's not hard to get over to the other side because you got more topspin. But if you can get over to the other side, that is in my opinion, that is the best Albie look that you're going to have on this hole. In one-on-one play, that shot is all wind dependent. Like if you get a headwind, it's hard to get in that hole without max overpower. But even getting down there in the rough or the sand, I think you can recover easier than you can because if you hit to the left and you epic fail on the drive, you're screwed. I mean, that's a word for it. There's another word, but we'll just use that one. Good luck in the tournament. All right. We've only dropped 1 hole because we timed out. We picked up the 2 par 4s, amazingly enough. So we need to pick up 1 shot to make up for the shot that we dropped, or I dropped. It was all your guys' fault. All right, hole number 6. Hole number 6. All right, this is the one that's changed. This is the par 3. Is it hole 3? It's this hole right here, I believe. I'm taking that shot to the right. And I'm doing a... My notes are so screwed up because they changed this hole around, so I'm trying to extrapolate what I've already written over and what I haven't. I'm going to do a plus 20% is where I think I left off. I was on the right hand side and I did no adjustment, and I did 10 and I was still on the right hand side, and I'm trying to get over to the left hand side of the flagpole. I have hit a hole-in-one here this week, but it was on a grate. I'd really like to bring my sniper, and I'm not sure what ball I can bring, what ball it will take. So I'm going to bring a katana just to hedge my bets. If I get out there and it doesn't look like I need that much ball, I'll drop down to a quasar. I have 0 notes for this, so I'm just kind of like looking at my upper develop, my notes for my 77 account, and just trying to get an idea of what I should be bringing. Carlos goes first. From the Sugar Skulls. Let's check Carlos out. 6,400 games. Played for a bit. This whole game cracks me up about people bitching about that person had this many games and that have this. I swear that Playdemic should just make brackets, weekend brackets of 4 players. That way 3 out of every 4 get at 1, and that way only 25% of their customer base is bitching on the end of the weekend. Everybody got a banner. Everybody's doing the thing, and that way they could just tighten it up, because it doesn't matter what they change. There's always going to be that group of people that just aren't going to be able to get a win. And I'm going to do a 20%, so that's 5, so that's 3-3. I have no idea where I'm at in my club. I didn't even check. What a dummy. Hitting it perfect. I think that's only the second time I hit it perfect on this. I've been trying to, I'm still on that side. Still on the right. With a temper, when I came here and I didn't do any adjustment at all, I was way to the right. And I did a 10% and I was still way to the right. So with a 20%, I'm still way to the right. And that's at Max Club, and I was way to the right. That's what's funny about this game, is that I'm sure that somebody out there is going, no dude, you play it like this, and then there's somebody else going, no dude, you play it like this, and the whole thing is you have to figure out how to play it with your clubs. You have to find a deal. Like maybe for me, that this hole will be plus 40. But for a bunch of people, it'll be mid-club plus 65 minus 3, and it'll be some weird deal. Everybody's going to have to figure out how to get the ball in the hole. The deal is to give yourself a shot at it every time. I don't think... Let's see where I'm at with my... I have to get into my QB. So if I brought a smaller ball out, I could use my quarterback, and I could do that rough bump here with my quarterback, instead of trying to get it done with... Let's see how it rolls out. And I don't have enough room to work out wind. I'll short shoot it. Hitting it perfect. So I could use my QB there. I'd have to bring out a smaller ball, and I think that's the way I'm going to play that hole with this account, because my snipers doesn't have enough to get there even with a 3-power ball. But I could bring out a QB, and I could bring out like a quasar, still bring out a smaller ball, and just switch to I might actually have to, in order to get enough red line there, I may have to go to a 0-power ball. See, Rob, that's the deal, is everybody has their whole the whole thing for it, But I guarantee you that there's somebody else in the channel right now that's got like, no man, I'm doing that same shot and I'm like in this spot. That's the fun thing about this game. The deal about people bitching about like it's totally replicatable shots. I do believe if you have the same clubs, you're doing the same thing, that you could achieve similar results. But if you've got different clubs, different balls, and you're doing it, there is a multitude of different ways. And there's a lot of people, and the whole practice thing, people are like, well, they're just replicating shots. This is the whole practice thing. You think basketball, they are trying to replicate shots. They're trying to be in a spot and turn and throw and make the shot. And be in the spot, turn, throw, and make the shot. And they're trying to replicate that over and over and over again. They're trying to get into a rhythm in that spot. It just cracks me up. It's like, how many people never played in sports? Sports, people who are in sports practice. They play. They practice. They watch video. That's why they're good at that sport. All right. Hole number 7. What is hole number 7? Hole number 7 is also... Is that right? We have 2 par 3s back to back. Hole 7. Hole 7 is Granite Point hole number 5. Granite Point hole number 5. Alright, this is the one I'm trying to go through the trees, and I'm not sure in this account where my rocket's at. I actually haven't had time to go back and watch, because before I do the opening round, I'll go back and watch my 77 and odd account, my playthroughs on that, so that I can make adjustments, because I actually don't even have a full set of notes. I just have some chicken scratches on here from when I did the walkthrough, and then I just went out and started playing, and then I'll go through and watch both of those, and I'll tighten up my notes going into the opening round, so I have a set of notes, and then I'll watch the opening round when I get done and tighten my notes up even more for the weekend round. Where is my rocket? Let's see how much backspin I got in this. 70 backspin. That might be enough. That might be. I know I'm going to have to bring a 3 power ball in order to get it done. I'm going to bring one with 3 side spin. Let's make sure I have an extra mile just in case. I do. We'll see if we can get the rocket to go over and get it up there and get that backspin to engage. I've been able to push it all the way to my red line with my level 10 rocket and had enough backspin, and I had plenty of room at the top. So there may be enough up there for me to push up against the red line and still have enough to get back down the hill. Maybe. I'm going to start with my orange ring right off of the transition between the green and the rough. I'm going to do just a regular adjustment. Which is 3.2. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get it to roll over towards the hole from that spot. I think I'm going to have to continue to move it a little bit to the right. Need to move like 1 square to the right. So I started off 2 rings off of that transition between the green and the fringe, and I'm going to go like 2 1/4 rings and try and work my way, keep inching my way towards the hole. I can get enough speed coming down the hill that if I was on trajectory, it would go in. Yeah, Rob, everybody's using different numbers. That's the whole deal, is like, how are you calculating the numbers? If you're using the app, if you're using, like, does Golf Clash Caddy and Golf Clash Notebook, are they using the same exact numbers? Are they using the same numbers for everything if you're doing it by paper? And so that's the whole, I mean, I know if you guys watch my videos on a regular basis, sometimes it seems like, but I'm probably using totally different numbers because I'm just using the paper numbers. That was very nice, and very seldom do you ever end up on the opposite side of the cup. That was a great, great effort. Nice shot. Nice shot. The deal is you have to find numbers that work for your clubs that you remember and that you can use, and then you have to do the fine-tune adjustments. Like, that's the whole deal with the scouting reports, is I'm trying to show you all of the different ways that you could attack this hole. And then you have to figure out which ones are within your ball inventory, your club inventory, what balls you have, what shots you feel comfortable with. Your risk versus reward, like some of those shots are pretty risky, and some of them, you know, like, hey, if you go this way, there's no chance of getting an albie, but you're almost guaranteed an eagle. But if you go this way, you've got a chance to get an albie if you can end up in the right spot, and if you don't, then the question is can you recover or not? I'm going to keep working this hole. I'm going to play this hole because I'm going to keep working, and these winds, these varying winds are going to tear it up, but yeah, I'm going to forfeit because that headwind's not even going to give me even close to a similar result. I usually stick with my numbers, and then I occasionally on some of the par threes, I talk to my buddy Kyle, and I'll change my stuff and I'll just use what he's using. But normally, and I've watched Dale Appleby sometimes where he'll do a shot on a par three, and then I'll go back and I'll just use the numbers. Like, that shot worked, you know, and I'll use the numbers and try it out and see whether it works for me or not. But normally I stick with my numbers and I keep trying to work the math for my numbers. Hole number 8. Hole number 8's been changed. What was hole number 8? Hole number 8 was hole number 8. And this hole here looks like this now. And I'm going to try and get into this area right here. And I think you can. Obviously you can, because I did it. You can come back here and you can get a bounce, diddy bounce, and roll up towards the hole with a big chopper, and you can use any ball. And I did that shot, and it's all about getting the bounces right. But I'm going to come up here with my extra mile and try and just get on. I don't know what that's going to look like with this club because I have less topspin. But if I can get anywhere up there where I can give myself a short chip, I think I'll be fine. We'll see. We'll see. Let me take a couple clubs just in case. Extra mile, big chopper. I'm going to take a Titan, the king of balls. Now if I need to use the wind, I can. Off we roll. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, Rob. I mean, having some kind of numbers, and I have numbers based off of just like doing the math, just doing the straight up. I need to go through there now because I do use a calculator, and I need to go through there now, and for the longest time I didn't. I just would round it up. So if you were at 88 accuracy, you know, figuring out like was the club more like at a 90 or more at an 85. But some of those clubs, they really do hit. I mean, you know, 88 is a fractional number, and if you have those numbers for one-on-one, I don't know that for one-on-one, usually it's fairway to green. I don't mind going to shootouts, but in tournaments where you really want to drop those shots, if you got a club that's 88 accurate, you know, actually figuring out the accuracy of your club down to the nitty-gritty. I'm just amazed at how many people are still playing the game that don't use the wind ring method. Don't have any way of accurately adjusting the wind. And I will bet that a big majority of the people that bitch about this game not being fair and stuff are people who do not use any method to try and pull out the wind. and then wonder why they get varying results. It's 3.5. It's about 3.5. I'm going to lean just a little bit to the left. Hit a 1-ring grate to the right. Now it's all about speed. In the rough. So however much topspin that was a little bit too much, and I think I only put like about 1.5 on that. Andy Holt's lurking. Got a sheet on with the little eyes in it, and he's standing in a dark corner trying to scare us. Can't believe that went in. I was so close that unbelievable. Eagles on all 3 of the par 4s. I just dinking around, had to recover on 2 from the rough. If you can't be good, be lucky. That's the deal. Still trying to recover from the dropped shot on hole number 1 because I timed out. Right off the bat, right out of the gate. Hole number 9. Hole number 9's been changed as well. Let's go to hole number 9. Now with my upper developed count, so this is all brand new down here. All this is brand new. This whole fairway, it used to be connected and it only went to there. And there was no finger down here, and the green was a whole bunch bigger. So you can, if you can get all the way down in here, you got a pretty nice shot coming at the green from down here. It's getting down in here. So I think with where the red line stuff is at, I'm not sure, like distance wise, I've only played down into that hole once. When I caught this hole a couple times during one-on-one, and I played out to here just to see if I think I only got it once, and I played out to here to see if the distance was right so that we could continue to do the other shots, just so I knew that that shot was still there. And that shot doesn't seem too much difference on the drive, but down on the bottom it's a little bit different than it used to be. You're not rolling out as much. But in my odd account, I did practice down here with a rock, and I was able to get nicely over there. It only took a little teeny bit of topspin, max curl, but I've got max curl on that rock. I don't have a rock here. I've got a QB, but it doesn't have the distance, and I'm not sure I can get over there. So I'm going to have to make that bend with my extra mile. I'm not sure I really want to do that. Decision. I'm going to go down there just so that I can see what it looks like. We'll see what the deal is. The shot to the other side is I've taken that shot I don't know how many times. I've played these holes a lot. I really like the Granite Point holes. Of all the holes that are out there, I think Granite Point, like if you can go through the Granite Point holes, and like if they're in Tour 9 and you're trying to go to Tour 10 and you're having problems with Granite Point, you need to get your problems worked out on Granite Point before you go to Tour 10. Kingmaker here as well. I definitely can't get over there with that. Switch this up for a QB. I don't think that sniper has enough raw distance to get me over there. All right. I'm gonna try it out with. I want to at least look at. I know that it's not gonna reach, but I need to get that out of my head. And now is the perfect time to do it. Rolling through some chests. I've got like 4 or 5 commons in this account, and I've only really played this account during tournaments that are within like 400 cards of being maxed out. So it shouldn't be too much longer before I can start participating in the club card trading. I think if you start off an account and you stay below Tour 5, so that you're not opening up all of the clubs that are available. You're staying below Tour 5, you're focusing on those lower tours to get your club stuff, that it does not take very long for you to get your club inventory up. And unless I wanted to do an overpower shot, I could definitely get way down in there. Two four. It's a little over a ring. That's going to be way short. Hitting it perfect. It's going to be way short, but I'm not sure how much I can put on it. I could put another full, maybe half bar of tops, or I think I put a half a bar of backspin, so I could probably take that shot without any of the backspin at all, maybe just a sliver of topspin. What happens with the backspin when you're doing a max curl, max side spin shot is when the backspin and the side spin don't take effect until the ball touches the ground. So when the ball touches the ground, when you have that side spin, backspin combo, the ball jerks to the direction that you've got the side spin on, because the backspin kicks in. When the backspin kicks in, it jerks the ball even farther than the side spin is going in that direction. So sometimes on those shots, you can go, I could put a little bit of top spin on there, but it'll react different when it does that bounce, because it won't, since you don't have the backspin on there, it won't move as hard. That's why those backspin, side spin, curl shots are so effective, because everything's going in that direction and the ball's spinning in that direction and it wants to go in that direction. Barely have enough room. Hey. Viper. There's 3, 4. I'm going to have to leave a little teeny bit of a power in there just to get me over. I'm going to lean against the nubs. Oh! 2 timeouts in 1 round. I knew I was close. But I thought I had just until I got back to the needle. I knew I was close. Don't worry, I time out all the time, so don't worry about it. Not a big deal. Every round's practice till you get to the weekend round, that's the deal. Oh no! Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Ooh, it's close. Nice. Nice shot. See if I get varying wind or if I get the same kind of wind here. Got some same kind of wind. Yep. It's 3-3. 2 rings is 3.4. And I just got to hit it perfect. And I hit it not perfect. It was close. It was only like 7 rings off. Oh, starting to get punchy. Need more coffee. That's the deal. So what I learned on that hole is I need to hit it farther on the drive to set myself up a little bit better, and that Viper blows. Those are the 3 sides been balling. It just if you can get out a little bit further, your angle to the cup is better, so that you don't have to have as much, I think. So on that drive, I definitely need to eke out, instead of that little sliver of backspin I had on there, I need to definitely have some topspin. Minus 13. Not the absolutely 2 timeouts. That's minus 15 right there. And this course, when we talk about minimum scores, I mean, this is going to be one of those courses that I think that most of the shots that get picked up are going to get picked up on par 5s. Like, we have to get those par 4s. I mean, that's almost like 2 of them we got to get. That puts us at minus 14. And the other one is, I mean, it's not like a gimme, but that one is, we got a serious shot of making it, and we're gonna have to, I think in the weekend round, it's gonna be one of those tournaments where there's gonna be people that are gonna be shooting 30 plus, and there's gonna be just people that are picking up the 2, and then they're not getting anything else to drop, and they're at 26 to 28. But I think this weekend it'll definitely be 30 plus is what it's gonna take to give yourself a good shot at a win. Not bad for dinking around. Hadn't played that account for a while, and so. All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me switch my account here. Put in my phone number. 6548. Welcome back. All right, that was with some mid-level. That's an account that's never played higher than Tour 5, and it's only played Tour 5 for 2 hours. And you can get mid-level clubs real quick in this game. Like, it doesn't take a long time. Getting your epics and some of your rares all the way up to maxed out does take a little bit of time, but getting a decent set of clubs does not take very long in this game. I think I have I already opened my prism chest. I did. Open up a couple chests, get that ball rolling. All right. This page right here confused. I think that this page right here, there's so many people that take this page to heart. This is the same exact page that's been on here since the game started with Tiffany and Seb. And Tiffany's in first at -6 and Zeb's in second at -5, and only if you're not trying to make the next round, do you come in with a -6 or a -5. So like whatever their anticipation was at the beginning, like people get like, man, I'm shooting the -6 and -5 and I'm getting my butt kicked. That's because it's never been where you can have a -6 or a -5 and make the next round. I suppose there are a few people that have had low scores like that and been in one of those last brackets they could get through, but that's not typically the way it works in this game. All right, hole number 1, starting over again. Oh yeah, hole number 1 is hole number 1. This is par 3. All right. Sniper. I'm doing the rough bump, so I'm bringing a 3 power ball just so that I can give myself a little bit more room the way the wind's blowing. Sniper. And a Titan. Maybe a 2-side spin ball will work. Maybe. I could bring a Katana. It puts you right up against your red line if you're doing that rough bump, and it's hard to work the wind out. I think a Kingmaker will work a little bit better. We can get farther forward so that we can take the wind out next to the sand and not have to involve the sand. It's the same deal it was in the last tournament. I'm doing a 15%. Times whatever the wind is. If I can get matched up. It's always hard to get a match up with my auto account because this account was a Master 3 for about 6 months, and so it only plays against other people who are Masters. What cracks me up too is that so many people in this game will rush themselves up because they want to get the expert ranking. Number 1, they can get into higher tours. Number 2, they get better gifts in their divisional ranking. And then they bitch about having to play against people who are experts or people who ran their account up to Masters and then get pissed because everybody they play has 10,000 games or 20,000 games and isn't a Master. How is it my problem that you ran your account up to expert and master so that you could get more rewards, and now it's my problem that you're having to play against experts and masters? That is no bueno. Yes, that is a technical term. That seems like it's too far through. It's 4 rings. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get in the cup. Get in the hole. Just a bit outside. That was a 15% adjustment. I started off one-on-one play. I almost always just like it's a stock number, play 10% here. And I think the last time we played this in a tournament, I started at 10 and then it was like, no, that's not enough. The way that wind's blowing. So I'm working myself up the scale. I hit a 10 and ended up on the right. Hit a 15, ended up on the right. I'll have to go back and watch that. Did I overpull that? I don't think I overpulled that. I think it ended up on the right. Can't tell from here. In the hole. That's awesome, Rob. That's awesome. I, I had a tournament a long time ago that I played in where I was trying not to qualify on Monday, and ended up qualifying with some crappy score, and then ended up coming into the weekend round. I was like 50th in tiebreakers and ended up winning that. It just like absolutely killing it in the weekend round. Why did my screen go dark? This must be a shootout. I got my rock. Hitting it perfect. I'm gonna keep working that shot all week. I'm gonna commit to doing the over the tree shot this week, and I keep ending up in I'm gonna every change I've made on it with every club I've tried. When I've made it over, I end up in that same exact spot. So still got just a wee little bit of work to do on that one. What's the deal with my screen brightness? Hey, hey, hey. All right. Much better. My screen's bright now. I get that adaptive stuff on there, and then I go, oh yeah, you didn't want it to be bright, did you? No, I turned off the adaptive stuff because I wanted you to go ahead and mess with it. Hole number 3. No, that's hole number... We're on hole number 2. What am I thinking? We're on hole number 2. Which is hole number 2. I definitely need to get an eagle right here. No bow to doubt it. I'm going to take a Kingmaker. Or excuse me, a Titan, and an extra mile. And I'm going to do a 20% wind adjustment on the drive, because I've done a 10, and I still think I'm getting some variance, because what's happening on the other side is still varying. Not a lot, but it's still varying enough that yesterday I went over. I didn't end up in the rough in the backside, but it did go past the cup. And I had like a 4.2, 4.5 wind, and the time before when I did it I had like a 3.6, and it all worked out fine with a 3.6, but with the higher wind I still think there's some variance I need to adjust out, and it may be 15%, but I'm going to keep working that number. Keep working it. Alright, here we roll. It's about, I'm using 5. There's 3, 4, 5, and a little. So it's 3.4 times 3.4 is 4.08, so it's about 2 rings. Put a little bit of curl to bring it back towards the cup, which is what I forgot to do on my 99 count. Isn't it perfect? What I wanted to do is clip that rough and just roll out and get like pin high. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And that's exactly pin high. So that's just all about doing the curl. Now I could, in the shot setup, try and move it over to the left so that it goes more to the cup, but then I'm taking out that separation there, and I would rather adjust it. I would love to make a hole-in-one on this hole, but I'm more concerned about getting an eagle. So I'm going to adjust it with curl, and I'm going to leave myself 2 rings of separations on that transitional surface so that I take less chance. If I catch a grate to the left on the drive, it's not going to hurt me. Yes, I could get a straighter line to the cup if I moved it over, but then I'm starting to take out the left-hand side of that shot. If you hit perfect all the time, move it over to the left. If you don't hit perfect all the time, give yourself some room. Starting to get a little laggy right there. Not sure if that was on my opponent's side or on my side. And that right there is exactly what I'm trying to take out, is that variance. I'm going to write 20% on that. That's what's been happening the last few times we played this tournament, or this hole in a tournament, is that the results on the other end can be varying. See if my opponent can get in the hole. In the hole! Eagle. Nice shot. Crowd goes wild. See which hole we get. You know, on this hole right here, I don't even know if there's still a shot from the other side. I don't even know, like I don't even know if the racetrack is still even available over here. And you can get it right down to it now. Let's just see where it goes. This is just a straight up adjustment. I'm not going to put any curl or anything on. I'm just going to see where it ends up. Hitting it perfect. I haven't even tried a shot from this side since they changed this hole. You might be able to walk it in over there, but I still think the way that they've changed it now, you've got a better shot. You may have a better shot from the right-hand side. My opponent has their power 5 ball. I don't know why they brought a power 5 ball to that other hole. You can get that hole done. You have lots of power 5 balls, I suppose. You can burn them, like Mike D. I was at Mike D's account one time, and there were so many freaking balls in there, I don't even know how the hell he picks his ball. I wish they had like a trophy room, so that it showed all of the balls that you've had, so that people would quit having to save one of them so that they can see that they have that ball. You know, so some kind of a trophy room for you. Hole number 3. This hole has been changed. This is the par 5. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's this hole right here. And I'm going to take an extra mile, a Titan, and a sniper. Extra mile, sniper, Titan, the king of balls. Alright, here we roll. Rolling, rolling, rolling. That's a picture right there. What's up, Josh? JC Chuck's in the house. Welcome to the stream. Just sitting here qualifying my practice account. Qualified my main account on Monday. It just felt right. Played my my low level account for the first time in about a month today. Tried to remember what those clubs look like. Now I'm just trying to get my Prox account through so I can get a little bit more time and grade. Especially, it's going to be really important. Now that's 5 topspin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 topspin. I'm going to see where 6 puts me. Hey. Hey. Get over here. Maybe 2-ring great. It's getting some lag right there. And that's about as much topspin as I could put on there. 6. I got it written down here. I got 6 topspin. So I was right. 6 was right. Felt right. Now the last time I was here, I was getting up there, and this is why I feel like that they've lengthened this hole out a little bit. They've changed it so that they now have a launching pad down there so that people who were short before now have a way to recover, which makes this hole a lot easier. But if you used to get down there that far, you were in your long iron range, and I'm not going to be anywhere near my long iron range. I'm going to be max wood. So with my long iron, I was taking, I have no idea where I was at in my club. I was taking off 25% of the wind. But it was a special shot that was working just at that time. There's my red line. So I got 3.45 rings. It's 3.45 rings. Ah, it's a 1-ring great to the right. 1-ring great to the right. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that and see how close I hit that. How that bounced out of the rough right there. It seemed like it was a little farther forward than where I'd set it up. It's hard to tell when you hit a, it's hard to tell anything other than distance when you hit a great to the left or the right. And even distance, sometimes depending on the shot, you can't get any kind of a read off of it. You always want to take any shot, whether it's perfect or a great, and then try and at least try and learn something from it. Always try and find some silver lining in the deal. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. I really don't like the fact that they've made some of these holes easier. The lessons that you could learn on these Granite point holes about hitting to the right spot, bringing the right club, knowing the right, bringing the right ball for that, so that your red lines, like knowing that, hey, if I overhit this, I'm going to be in between clubs because of the ball club combo I have, so I need to lay it up here, or I need to get farther forward so that I'm in the deal. You're not learning those lessons when they make the holes easier. They're trying to make the game easier for the people who are bitching the most. They ought to just set up a separate game for them and say, hey, if you want to do the thing, we have brackets of 1. But there's still a bunch of those people in a bracket of 1 that would still end up only getting a bronze. And I really believe that's a big percentage of the haters that are out there, the people that are hating. Because people that are coming in the top 5, top 10 on a regular basis, they're putting themselves in a position to win. They know how much effort it takes to get up there. See if my opponent can get in from this side. I want to take the shot that my opponent's taking a few times, so I can, if I have any big problems with the tree shot, which I don't think I will, I want to make sure I've only taken the shot one time. I took it here in the last few days. I took the shot one time from that side over there. Twice, maybe 3 times this week. And that's the first time I've taken the shot in forever. One and a little, 3-6. I'm going to do a 3-9 pull. I'm going to actually just do a 2-ring pull. That's 4.2. Max curl. And I hit it 2 rings to the right. Which will have some unknown effect on the other end because of the type of hole this is. That's the deal with the racetrack holes, is you never know exactly how it's going to roll out down there. It's always a roll of the dice. Taking 2 10-sided dice and trying to roll a 0-0. And I rolled a 61. I was close. All right, that was hole number 3. Hole number 4. What is hole number 4? Hole number 4 is Granite Point, hole number 4. All right, this par 4 right here. This is the this is the hardest of the 3 par 4s that are in this particular tournament. It's very makeable, but of the 3, it's the most difficult, for sure. I'm gonna bring a Kingmaker, just because of the. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to engage all of that. Maybe. We'll try it. We'll see if I can engage it all. If I can't engage all of the side spin, I'm gonna switch to a tight. No sense wasting a Kingmaker if I can use a King of Balls. This is a sad situation right here. That's sad. Somebody want to grab me some coffee? Take a large iced toasted marshmallow mocha, sugar-free, fat-free, whipped cream. I live in Oregon. We have all kinds of coffee here. We have little coffee shops, little kiosk coffee shops all over town, little trailers. It's not just Starbucks. Starbucks you see out of state a lot, but we've got coffee, like almost every corner's got some coffee shop on it. I know I've been to Cuba several times, and I've been in Miami, and I love Cuban food, and the Cuban people love people from Oregon because we don't have a problem drinking strong coffee. All right, let's see if I can get it all on there. Can I get it all on? I can get almost all of it on. I'm going to hit it up into that area right there. Go over just a little. Take the wind out. It's 1 ring. It's 2.1 per ring. Hit it 1 ring great to the left. I'd rather, as long as I don't overshoot this, I'd rather be the farther to the left that I am, the better the shot is coming to the cup. I swear that they've changed there's something slightly different coming into the cup, because the last few times we played this hole with a Hornet, you didn't have to use max backspin. You could use like 1 or 2 backspin. There was a spot up here from this angle, and it's almost like the wind. They had a big windstorm and it pushed the sand over, and the sands, it's changed just enough down here that now it seems like I have to use all of my backspin to get the shot in. And do a 15%. Excuse me, a 10%. Let's do the wind first. 1.1 times whatever the wind is, divided by wherever I'm at in my club. Yeah, I'm right at, man, I don't even know if I have enough backspin to get it up there. Nope. So it's 1.3 per ring with my rapier. So 3.4 equals, divided by 1.3 is 2.87 rings. It's about 2.9 rings. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. That's right there. Getting it in the cup. Gotta get those par 4s. Gotta at least give yourself a look at them. If you get all 3 of the par 4s, you're at minus 15, and then anything else is absolute gravy. Like everything else that you can pick up is a potential winning shot. So, like, picking up the par 4s is super, super, super important. All right, hole number 5. And hole number 5 has been changed because it was going to be a par 5 and now it's a par 3. And I have no freaking clue which one it is. It was it hole number 3? It was hole number 3. Is that right? Correctamundo. That means it's this hole right here. And I'm coming at it from the right hand side, trying to bring it up to the cup. And I'm going to make some massive adjustment on this because I keep ending up, the wind's blowing from the left to the right, and I keep ending up on the right hand side. And I started off with no adjustment, I did a 10 and I did a 20, and I'm still off on the right hand side. And so I'm not pulling it enough. So even if I used a mid club number and did some, I'm still not going to pull enough. So I'm going to bring a sniper, and I'm going to do a 40% wind adjustment. I want to hit it perfect, and I want to end up on the left hand side of the cup. It's not even important right here if I make it in. I just want to know like what the range is. Like what the hell is it going to take to get to the other side of the cup? And I never wrote down what ball that I'm using here, so I'm going to bring a katana. Before they changed this hole, I believe that I used to play it with a katana, but I don't think I have to get as far up in there as I used to. If you were playing to the right, we'll see. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Well, Chuck, it's supposed to be however many, I suppose, however many games you've played, however many you've won. So it'd be wins divided by games equals the win percentage. Is that right? I think that's how that equation would work. Oh, and I came to this hole with the wrong shit because I keep thinking that it's the par 3, It's not. And I know better because I played it a few times now, and I still keep getting it wrong. Okay, there's 4-2. With just a titch of overpower. Hitting it perfect. And just a little teeny bit of curl. Just like leaning. Just trying to get out there into that fairway. Give myself a shot coming up to the cup. I've taken the shot a couple times straight up, but I haven't hit it perfect yet, so I have no idea. I was talking to Kyle before I got on today, and he said that from this spot down here, it's a plus 20, so I'm going to try a plus 20. I'm going to start at plus 20 because I haven't hit it perfect in here yet. So I might as well start somewhere. And it's absolute BS because this shot is uphill, and we should be having to take wind off. So all of these elevation things that Playdemic has are really all a bunch of crap that they can manipulate because this hole is uphill. From where I'm at, it's uphill. And I'm having to add wind on, and that ain't right. I've done that shot from down there and ended up over, but the deal is when I ended up over, I was behind the trees. So I'm pretty close to max club. And it's 2.3, so that's 2.76 rings. .76. Okay, there's 2.5. And then half the distance. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I can get in the hole. Get in the hole! Close. Close. That close. So that 20% looks like it might be close. My speed was off. Which is also bullshit because you're going uphill once again. That green goes uphill right there. You shouldn't be gaining speed when you're going up the hill. I don't care how the greenskeepers cut that grass. You shouldn't be gaining speed when you're going up the hill. So the ball guide there, sometimes the ball guide will lie because you're uphill and you're hitting downhill, and the ball guide's digging into the ground and the ball guide's lying to you. And so when it hits, it's going to actually roll out a little bit from that point, but it can't extrapolate that point because it's got to make the bend. But on that particular shot, you're going up the hill, and the ball guide should not be lying to you. That's why I'm saying everything on this hole is backwards. That was an uphill shot, and I had to add wind on instead of take wind off. And it picked up speed from where the ball guide was. That's why some of this stuff is like I don't ever, when I start a weekend, when I start the week off for a tournament, I really don't pay too much attention to where the elevation stuff is because you're going to figure that stuff out on your own just by going out there and taking some shots. Hey, dude, do whatever you want, man. I don't care. Miss the shot. You want my attention? Oh, wow, you made it. That is BS. And I'm going to try and get as far away from this person as possible, so I'm going to forfeit immediately. And let the golf wizard move about his business. All right, hole number 6. Now we're on the par 3. Now we're on the par 3 that I thought I was on the last time. And I have it written on my notes, but I need to go through and actually clean my notes up. and do the deal. I got on there the first time the other day on Monday, and I was like, what the hell just happened? Did I miss an entire hole? Like, where am I? What hole is this? Been so long since I played that hole, I was like, what hole is this? Okay, on this hole, I'm doing a 40% wind adjustment. 40. Just roll with it. Here we go. You can also figure out, so you can look at, if you look at somebody's stats and you want to know like where they've been playing, you can take how much money they've earned, their total earnings, and divide it by 2, because that's how much because they had to put half of it up. So it counts the whole deal. So you take however much they've won divided by 2, and you divide that number by how many wins they have, and that'll tell you how much they've won on average each time they've won a match. And then you can look at that number and find a tour that's the next number up. So like if their average is 67,000, then they've been playing a lot of T7. And it'll kind of give you an idea that they've been playing T7, possibly some T8. You know, they may have played one game at T9, but where they really kind of live at is going to be at that next one up, because it took them a certain amount of games to get up to that point. And so typically, it's, you know, that next tour up is where they do a lot of their living. So in that case, if they were at 67,000, it would be tour 7, some tour 8. So you can get a really good indication of what kind of club somebody has by doing that. Okay, I'm going to do a 40%, 2.2. It's 3.08 rings. So it's 3.1 rings. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. And see, if all I'm trying to do is get on the left-hand side of this cup. All I want to do is end up on the left-hand side. And that was with, and if I'd had a little, it moved around and its actual trajectory was towards the cup. So with a 40%, I'm finally starting to get on track to the cup. Make a change to my notes there. Need to fix my notes tonight. Tonight I will, tonight or tomorrow morning I will sit down and watch all the video that I shot on Monday, Tuesday, and today, and go through and just watch the shot setup and see where I ended up towards the cup. Trying to get the minimum score where you're putting yourself in a spot on every single hole so that you have the opportunity to pick one up. I'm not really too concerned about those shots. If I tank the shot, then I just tanked it, but getting into that spot shouldn't be too hard on just about every one of these holes. Especially by the time you get to the opening round. That's why it's so important to practice a little bit. Hole number 7 is by the time you get to the opening round, you should already know what ball and club and what secondary club you're going to choose. And now you're really starting to focus on those wind adjustments. Hole number 7 is hole number 5. I probably should write some notes down because I don't have any notes at all on this hole. So I'm going to use a rocket. And I'm using a kingmaker. Okay, so I found a spot last time where I was 2 rings off of the separation between the green and the fringe. So this time I'm going to be 2 1/4 rings. I'm going to do 2 1/2 and see where that puts me. And I had max curl, or excuse me, max side spin, max backspin, and I wasn't doing any like leaning or anything. I was just trying to take a straight up shot. I'm not trying to involve curl in the shot because I don't want to add that variable to the mix. And I keep ending up on the left hand side of the cup as it's coming down the hill. I got the right distance. I just have the wrong trajectory. So I'm going to bring a rocket. Yeah. See if I have a rocket set up in any of these bags. And I'm going to bring a... Man, I really need to bring a Kingmaker here. Let's see if I can engage at least 2. If I can engage, I should be able to engage. I don't know if I can engage any more than 2, so it might be a waste. I may drop down to a Titan when I get out there because I may not be able to drop down anymore. And that shot setup, now that I think about it, was with my level 9 rocket and my 99 account, and so that might be a little bit different. So I'm gonna have to set this up. I'm gonna set it up in a similar spot just so I can see, because I gotta have some spot to start off with. Because I have no idea. I've taken the shot like 3 times, and all 3 times I've had exactly the same result, and I have no idea where I set up. I haven't been paying attention because I haven't gone back and watched the videos. We're in a cycle here. Okay, so I'm going to set this up 3 rings off, right at the red line. I'm going to do 3.5. I'm going to just do a straight up wind adjustment, 2.5. Just try and hit it straight forward. Isn't it perfect? And see if I'm moving it over to the right or if it's still coming in on the left hand side. It's still coming in on the left hand side, so I'm going to have to move it over. I'm going to move it over. The next time I take that shot, I'm going to move it over my entire clear ring. So I'm going to put the white ring on the transition between the green and the fringe. And I'm going to keep moving it over until I find a spot. So I'm at the red line, and I'm going to move it over. I'm going to continue to move it over to the right until I can find the right slot where it's coming in that trajectory. And that was maximum right-hand side spin, and whatever I could get on in backspin, which was almost all of it, not quite. And the Kingmaker's not going to help me there. It'll help me only because it drops the wind down, but where it would really shine is if it was helping you with the side spin, but it's not going to help you with the side spin, not unless you take off some of the backspin. What I like about that is that if I can get the right trajectory, the distance is right. So I mean, if I catch the right trajectory, it can go in the hole. Whereas from the other direction, it's super hard to get the right. Number one, it's super hard to get the right trajectory, and number two, it's super hard to get enough carry. You got to ride the top so long before it drops down onto the green, so that it number one, it's coming on a steeper part, so it has more speed as it goes down towards the hole. But trying to get it on that trajectory is super, super tough, and trying to get enough speed to get it all the way to the cup is super tough. You see these shots a lot on this hole where it at the very end it weaves around and it's going right at the hole, and then it just stops 3 yards short, 2 yards short. And the deal is you can't do anything about it on that trajectory. You got to get a different trajectory that carries more speed down towards the bottom. And this is going to be totally different with a headwind, so I'm not going to worry about adjusting for it. Hole number 7 in the books. Hole number 8. What is hole number 8? Hole number 8 is also one of the... It's a par 4 that's been changed, and it's this one right here. This one right here. I'm going to the center spot. And I don't think I have to use, I think in my, I overhit it and it actually ended up on the rough on the backside, and I only used like 1.5. I didn't use very much topspin, so it doesn't take a lot. I'll just take a 3 power ball and an extra mile. Get your extra mile here. I know I have a lot of teammates that are working really hard to try and get extra mile cards, trying to get their extra mile maxed out. And they're close. They're like, I mean like close. I shot a video, I think it's the most successful video that I ever shot on how many views I've gotten on that video. Is like how to get, like where do you get extra mile cards? The big argument between Tour 2 and Tour 3. It doesn't open up until Tour 2, and it's a Tour 2 club. But it always seems to me that like whatever tour you're in, if you're in Tour 5 and you've got golds in Tour 5, you got rares in Tour 5, that when you open up a chest that has rares in it, you're more likely to get Tours 1, 2, 3, and 4 than you are to pick up the ones in that tour. And so I'm sometimes question whether or not Tour 3 might actually be a better spot to try and get stuff. I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of backspin in it. It's 4.2. I'm going to see how much that carries, because I'm going to just do a 4.2 ring adjustment. Hit it 2 rings to the left. It shouldn't affect this at all. And so with that little teeny bit of backspin, if I'd engaged the green there, I would have got closer, because it would roll out better on the green, but I still would have been a little short. So you could take just the slightest little sliver of topspin or backspin, or none. I hardly ever I don't really like taking shots where I don't put anything on it. I mean, it just seems wrong. Kyle, that forfeiting, I will tell you, I have to remember. Sometimes the only way that I can remember, like I'm like, are we really playing this hole? Like, what hole is this? Because I can't remember the par 3s. I have to look at the clubs that I have, and where I get really confused is when I have the right clubs for that hole. So then it all boils down to ball. Like, do I have the right stuff? Because I know I wouldn't have came to this hole if I didn't have the right stuff. And I've played some par 3s just because I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, no, I'm not sure, and I got the right stuff. It's especially when you played a par 3 and you have that stuff, and it's the same stuff you're using on another hole, and you get confused about it. I have done the same thing, and I watched Tommy do it live. He did a stream one time way back in the day, and he forfeited on it, and I was like, oh my god, dude, oh my god, oh my god. And he forfeited it. He thought it was in a shootout. And then I have done that myself in a tournament, and it's a sick to your stomach feeling when you forfeited and ended up getting a bogey on a par 3. Brutal. It'll take you completely out of contention like that. That was a brutal miss. Shut your mouth. Good luck in the tournament. All right, hole number 9. Yeah, I'm gonna try hole number 9 from the bottom again. I'm working the bottom just to see like what the bottom presents, and I'm gonna keep working that bottom area. I know the shot, even though they've changed this hole. This shot down here from coming down into this area right here. I did it earlier with my extra mile 7. And I had just like maybe half a backspin. and I ended up a little bit, I had enough room forward that I probably could have put on maybe even a half a topspin and still had enough curl to get around the corner. But I'm trying to set it up with my rock so that it's just a max curl shot and I end up as far out there as I can. And I'm sure I got lucky the first time I came through here and I got the topspin right, but it doesn't take very much. It's like 1.5, 2 topspin. It does not take a lot of topspin, and you can actually end up bleeding out. This shot that's out here is pretty much the same as it was before. It's a little different setting it up down here at the bottom, but it's not too much different. So I'll put my round at risk here because I'm still trying, I've played, this is my, I have to admit it, this is my favorite par 5. I love the shot from over here because this hole teaches you a bunch of stuff, and I just love this hole. Even though it's not a high percentage hole, I like playing this hole because a lot of people have problems just like they overhit, they underhit, they don't know how to make wind adjustments. They bring the wrong stuff to the hole, and so this is a hole that teaches you like, hey, you gotta hit it right here, not over here. But I'm gonna try the new lower spot because I think the approach is a little bit better from the lower spot than it is from the upper. At least you have a straight up, and you can dial it up now on the upper shot, on the shot to the left. You used to not be able to, but now you can dial it in towards the cup. I'll take a rock. I really need to take a kingmaker here too. So I will. And I'm going to win this hole, so I'm going to go ahead and clear out this chest. I was playing yesterday. I'm surprised that I was really surprised that I didn't qualify with a -7 yesterday on this account, and I hit an Albie on this hole. I mean, I was obviously trying to go for the Albie. I hit a 2-ring great, or a 1-ring great, and I still hit an Albie on it. I'm going to do a 20% adjustment to the cup. I'm just going to take a straight up shot on the drive. And I'm going to set it up so that I can do max side spin, max curl. And so the only thing in question will be how much top spin to put on it. And we'll see if we can't not epic fail. I did try this earlier in the stream with a QB, and I don't think that's going to work. So we're going to have to, like a Thor's hammer might work now. Thor's hammer doesn't really have any more curl. Your rock, your extra mile, apocalypse. If you're hitting down into that pocket down there, it's a 10% wind adjustment, and they're trying to blast it over to the other side. And what will happen, if they make it, if they make that shot, in most cases, they will actually end up overhitting it and end up behind the trees over there and give themselves a really crappy shot. It's better to just land off of this pad and just bring it over there. Okay, I'm doing a max curl shot, so I'm going to be 3 rings off. That's 2 top spin. I'm going to do 2 and a sliver. 3-6. It's about 3-6. And I'm just going to do max curl and just try and lay it up. Hit a 1-ring great to the right. And that 2 and a sliver is about the max amount of topspin you can put on it. I'm going to write that down so I don't have to remember how to do that again. 2 1/4 topspin. Max left side spin. Max curl. And you can take that shot with a Titan, and I think you'd have just as good a success. The deal is you just need to set it up. You may need to set it up like 2.5 rings off that transitional surface. Give yourself a little teeny bit more on the drive, but I think there's plenty of room on the right hand side for a 2 side spin ball. I'm not sure about this shot. I'm going to try the rough bump from here. I'm doing a 20% times 3.2 is 3.84 rings. .84. Right in that neighborhood. Isn't it perfect? See if it hits the rough where I wanted it. Not bad. Not bad. I'll have to go back and watch that because it did hit a little bit further to the left than where I'd set it up. That's the first time I've tried that rough bump on there. I've been trying to get it around and bring it in on the fairway, but I noticed yesterday that there was a rough bump shot there if I could get far enough down in the hole. Have you tried the rough bump on that, Kyle? Yeah, I was talking earlier about the getting extra mile cards. There is the argument that T7's a great place to get them, and I'm not sure now because T2 and T7 used to be the same. They were the same courses. Whatever courses were in T7, they were in T2. You were just playing from a different tee. And in T7, you now have access to every single club card in the game, but you tend to get a lot of the lower clubs more than the uppers. And you get more of the cards when you get a chest. And so it could be argued that while you'll get the extra mile less often in T7 than you will in T2 or 3, you get more cards when you get it. And like which one's the better route. I'll just take it. What kind of a wind adjustment was that? I want to try this hole from the side that we normally come at it from, just so that I can make sure that we still have a shot over there. You want to make sure, you want to know on these holes, it may not be as important in the tournament, but it's super important if they've changed holes like this to know like what you can do from different sides, because depending on the way the wind's blowing, you may have to go from a different side, or you may go, hey, when the wind's blowing this way, it's better to do the shot from over here because you can end up in a more consistent spot. You'll never know. And what I don't like to do is get into a weekend round where you feel like you're under pressure, like maybe you dropped a shot or maybe you didn't pick up a shot that you were really counting on, and you feel like you're under pressure, and so you're willing to take some risks, and you get on that hole and you go, man, I know people are killing it from over there. You haven't practiced it all week and you've never taken that shot, and then you try it and you don't know. So like going over there and going, okay, there is a shot over there, but it's risky, or hey, there's a pretty easy shot over there, we should change. You'll never know that stuff unless you actually go and try shots from different sides and try it out. All right, minus 15. I think that picking up that mid par 4 is the key, because I think like setting yourself up for success. You can just get, and I'm on this every freaking tournament, the par 4s are for me in my game, the par 4s are the make or break in my game. So my game is predicated on picking up par 4s, and we've got 2 here that we absolutely have to pick up, and the middle one we've got to give ourselves a great opportunity to pick that up. If we can come in with a minus 15 on each side and just pick up one shot, just pick up one on each side, anything that you can pick up beyond that is just gravy. I mean, like, that's the shot that'll win you the tournament. And so just trying to standardize those par 4s and trying to dial in the rest of the holes as the week goes on. I feel real good about these holes. I love Granite Point. I've been playing these holes since they first came out, and I really, really enjoy playing these holes. They're very, I think some of the changes they made have made them less technical, where people can still flounder their way around and put themselves in the right spot to be able to pick a shot up, and I liked it better when you really had to be in the right spot. I mean, that was one of the things about Granite Point when it first came out, is that it taught you that it's more important, the right spot on the fairway is what's important, not pounding the ball out there, or bringing the right club, bringing the right ball, being in the right spot, being at the right angle. Those are the types of things that Granite Point will teach you, and they've taken some of that out and made it a little bit easier. But I really like this course, and I think my teammates are enjoying this course too. Hopefully everybody out there is having fun this tournament. This is the first tournament I played since the Redwood Cup. The week that they came out with the change for the needle, that I haven't had any lag. So I mean, I played 2 rounds here, and I've had a little teeny bit of needle lag on a couple shots, but for the most part, anything that I didn't hit perfect was all on me. So it's just me getting my timing back. But I probably hit more perfects in the 2 rounds that I played right here than I've hit in the last 2 weeks combined. That's how bad the lag was. And so I'm actually pretty excited about not getting that lag, because that lag made the game unplayable. I actually didn't even really play, other than shooting some video for you guys for the tournaments. I didn't play for 3 weeks, which is really bad, because you stop playing something, you stop doing something for 3 weeks, and then you tend to stop doing it. And so I'm trying to get back into it, and hopefully have a great tournament coming up. I think both of these rounds should make the weekend round for sure, unless a bunch of people can pop off some monster scores. I think I'm going to make the weekend round. Pretty confident. All right. Thanks, Ron. Ron Sumsian. Welcome to the chat. We got 33 people in the chat. That is absolutely, I cannot thank all of you enough for watching my channel. I have a lot of teammates that are super good at this game, and a lot of times when I'm shooting video and I'm thinking about it from their perspective, like when you really get down to it, like in my clan, if we did, regardless of accounts, if we just did player themselves, I'm about a top 5, top 10 player. I'm probably somewhere between 9th and 5th in my own clan. I mean, not like my clan, but like our clan, in the Kings of Golf. And I know that I have a lot of people that watch my channel because I do upper developed clubs that are fantastic players, just like rock solid players. And I really appreciate everybody watching, because I know that a lot of I try and gear my stuff for people that are coming up, that are still working their clubs and trying to get better at the game, and trying to learn the win ring method, and trying to remember their numbers, and trying to give them options when they get to the hole, and trying to look at it. And I think the fans that I have are fantastic. You guys are absolute guys and gals. I've worked really hard to get a female. I've got like 10, 15 females that watch the channel, and that is absolutely exciting, because I've seen other people's channel statistics, and like they're still at like 99.9% of their viewers are men, and trying to get more women involved in the game. That way they can beat the hell out of all you boys and go, yeah. That's how that works. If Susie's watching, I had one of the people on the YouTube channel said she lives in Portland, and I live in Salem, Oregon. I have to go to the Oregon coast once a month and chill out and hang out over there, and just getting back into it. Had a good round though. Welcome to the chat, James. Just finishing up the round. Daniel Spearman in the chat. Thanks for coming, everybody, and hopefully everybody has a great round. I'm going to go back and watch. Now, here's my homework assignment. So, like, this is why I say it's always important to record your own gameplay, because you have notes. You have whatever notes you have, and my notes right now are pretty pathetic, especially because my teammate Kyle gives note sheets, and I'm still, like, drawing on a piece of paper. So my notes are really pathetic right now. I just have basic stuff from doing the walkthrough. So now my homework assignment, if I want to get better in these rounds, this is the step for all of you that want to get better in the rounds. My next step is now I need to go back and watch my video, and I need to, because I made these adjustments. And there's a few spots where I changed the adjustment just because from one round to the next I noticed that I needed to make an adjustment. And so I can watch those shots and I can tighten up my notes and make a brand new set of note sheets just for the opening round. Because at this point I know exactly what club I'm going to drive, what ball I'm going to drive, what I need for a secondary club, what my angle is to the hole. And now all I'm worried about when I get into the opening round is elevation adjustments, is those slight little tweaks. And I'm not even sure that we should be calling them elevation adjustments, because like one of the holes here, it's uphill and we're having to add wind on, which is total BS if we're actually talking about elevation. But now my homework assignment is that I need to go back and watch my video so that I can make a set of notes so that when I go into the opening round, I'm actually playing based off of what I learned in my practice round and my qualifying round for my main account. So it's really important to record your own gameplay, because when you get done with a round, you can go back, and we see it all the time where you hit a shot and you're like, oh man, perfect. Like, what did I do? Or where was I? Or where did I set that shot up? And you can go back and watch your own video and you can see and you can go, wow, I accidentally screwed up on that shot and I did a 20% adjustment instead of a 10, and that's why it went in. So, I mean, you can learn stuff by recording your own gameplay. And watching your own gameplay will help you more than watching anybody else's gameplay. Like, hopefully I can help show you guys how to set shots up so that you get less in trouble, or that you can, because hell, I don't hit perfect all the time. I don't hit perfect a lot, but I still end up in the right spot a lot of times because I set my shots up to give myself a margin for error. And if you go back and watch your own video, you can pick up on mistakes and watch your mistakes. As I watched my epic fails and I'm like, oh my God, dude, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? And so we learn as much. It's like the Yoda thing. You learn from your mistakes as much as you do from your successes. All right, guys, have a great day, and